Welcome to Trading Cap's exclusive analysis. In this video, we're going to be discussing the S&P 500, NASDAQ, oil, and natural gas. So 4 different charts we will be looking at on a couple different time frames. So starting with the S&P 500, what a miraculous day for the S&P 500. Another positive 0.86% rally on the hand. You can clearly see this is shaping up to potentially be almost a little bit of a bull flag pattern right into this lower boundary wedge pattern, and it is appearing to want to push higher and make new all-time highs at this point. This wedge pattern is getting very narrow, but just look at the sheer power and momentum for the markets to just continue to grind day after day and chop inside of this wedge pattern is truly miraculous, but definitely a positive for the S&P 500. If you look at the NASDAQ, the NDX chart is looking a little bit different, right? You could say that you are shaping up to be a little bit of a micro bull flag here on the daily chart, but then simultaneously you've also broken the little bit of this wedge pattern. So you broke it over here, had a big rally. You've breached over here, now having a little bit of a rally as well. But what was interesting today is you had a lot of selling occurring in the NASDAQ tech-based stocks, and the NASDAQ was actually negative for the majority of the day. You can really see the NASDAQ basically gapping up here and then having a big sell-off, excuse me, and then stuck in a bearish range, and then out of nowhere into the end of the day, here come the 0 DTE push, boom. Just a monster push from the NASDAQ to close green. So certainly an impressive market move into the later session of the day. You did have some weakness across some mega caps. You know, in terms of some of the mega caps that underperformed, NVIDIA was a big one today. NVIDIA closed down on the session about 2.5%. SMCI, a little weakness. Microsoft was slightly red. But overall, a big rally off of the lows. All right, let's take a look at oil. Oil is interesting because you have oil just putting in a nice bull flag consolidation, higher energy prices, higher oil prices. What does that mean for inflation? What does that mean to the CPI? We all know that the energy side of the CPI is remaining sticky and is likely going to remain sticky for the foreseeable future as long as oil is breaking out and looking to head to 84 and then potentially even $90 based off of this pattern. So again, if we start to see another inflationary run in commodities, and oil is the biggest and one of the most important commodities in my opinion, it's going to put upward pressure on inflation. All right, natural gas bulls. Natural gas. This is one of the reasons I've actually stayed away from the trade. Nat Gas is trying to cause a little bit of a technical breakdown on the daily. This head and shoulders is now on trigger for a larger breakdown. So I've been remaining on the side for Nat Gas. I've been discussing Nat Gas for quite a long time. And really since we kind of had sold off from this high $2 range, my members and us, we've been staying away from this trade because it's looking a little bit more bearish, and I'm not going to short it down here. Maybe intraday we can based off of this bearish pattern that is setting up here. But in terms of holding a swing trade, I would not short it down in this range. I still think that Nat Gas will go higher, but I'm looking for a final capitulation low, a flush to maybe 140. Maybe we don't even hit it. Maybe we just hit double bottom, but needless to say, it does look like Nat Gas is breaking lower here. If you throw in the 7-day moving average, you've been trading along that 7-day moving average for quite a long time. You got that daily close, and then you confirmed the breakdown today. So not a healthy sign for this commodity, especially when all other commodities have been firming up and performing very well. Nat Gas has certainly been showing its weakness. Even if you look at the Nat Gas futures chart, take a look at that big gap up on rollover. Now it's starting to come in. So definitely pay attention to Nat Gas because there is setting up an opportunity for the second half of the year, and I still like to potentially accumulate along in this particular commodity in a fairly sizable position as long as we get the right setup. On that note, thank you all for tuning in. Please definitely check out tradingcapital.ca if you're interested in how I'm trading it. Other than that, please enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you in the trading charts tomorrow.